What is up, everybody? I hope you are all doing well. It is Northwest Sights here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be going over the Blaze 49cc two-stroke gas scooter. I had a video up already about this, but I had to take it down, unfortunately, due to copyright claims with the music that I used. So I haven't had the scooter very long. It was $420 delivered to my door. It took about a week to ship because it was coming from the East Coast. I am on the West Coast, and it was shipped through FedEx. FedEx freaking sucks. They were very rough with my package. There was some damage on the scooter that was obviously not the fault of Blaze Scooters. Now you may be wondering, what kind of damage was on the scooter when I received it? Let me show you. These bars right here that connect the back wheel onto the scooter. You can probably see it too. The chain adjuster is still bent inwards quite a bit on both sides, but I tried straightening them up the best I could with a hammer. But these bars were just bent like crazy. I mean, this one was bent outwards, and then this side was bent inwards. And that obviously made the back wheel feel very weird when I was riding the scooter, because the wheel was sitting like at a slant. It wasn't just straight. So let's start with the first positive of this gas scooter. I'm gonna have to say it's the frame. The whole frame overall, it's all solid metal. The welds that I can see are very good. I don't think anything's going to break on this anytime soon. I like this a little better compared to their four-stroke version. Their four-stroke scooter had a lot more plastics on it. And the second thing I'm gonna have to say are modification options. From what I've seen and my experience so far with these little gas scooters, there are a lot more modification options out there online for a two-stroke engine. You know, you got air filters, you got a lot of sprocket options, you got big bore kits, exhaust systems. I couldn't really find as many of that for the four-stroke scooter that I can with this two-stroke, especially the exhaust kits and the big bore kits. All right, third positive. This is gonna go for their four-stroke as well, not just this two-stroke scooter, but their comfortable seat. This freaking seat, it is so thick, soft. It's got really nice shocks on the back of the seat on the bottom, so that helps absorb some shock when you're going over bumps, and it doesn't hurt your butt. Fourth positive is going to be the shocks, the suspension on the scooter. You got shocks on the front. They're pretty standard, but they absorb bumps pretty well. And then they also have a shock on the back right here. Now that back shock down near the seat, it does come from the factory pretty freaking stiff, but you are able to twist it to loosen up the shock to give it a little bit more flex. That will help you out with the scooter not vibrating as much from the engine, and it'll also help absorb bumps better. The fifth positive that I have to say would be the overall styling of the scooter. Just how it looks. I really love the full black one that they have here. They have a couple other colors, but me, I just like black. It's got nice chrome rims on it, and it's got the chrome handlebars. Everything just fits very well with the full black scooter. And then the engine cover is red too, which looks very nice with it. All right, the sixth positive thing that I have to say about this scooter is that it is very lightweight. The whole thing, it's easy to pick up. I mean, I can pick it up and maneuver it, no problem. I believe it comes in at 50 pounds. That's the whole weight of everything on this together, which is 20 pounds lighter than their four-stroke. Their four-stroke was like 70 pounds or something like that. I really like how light this thing is. You can throw it in your trunk, in the trunk of your car without issues. The seat just comes right off. You can pull a pin out, seat yanks out, and then you can collapse the handlebars in and then throw it in your trunk. I've already had to do that a couple times to take it and go riding in some dirt. So that's all I have to say right now for the positives. I haven't owned the scooter very long. I've only owned it for like a couple months. So I'm sure as I own it more and get used to it and everything like that, some more positives will come out of the woodworks, and I'm sure some negatives will too. Speaking of negatives, let's start going over those now, shall we? There was one thing that I noticed when I first started riding the scooter was the foot deck right here where you rest your feet. It was vibrating like crazy. But I ended up having to put some rubber spacers underneath the foot deck. You know, I just took some vacuum hose from a car and I cut them in half and placed them underneath the foot deck. That seems to have mended most of the vibration sounds and feeling for my feet. But besides that part vibrating, everything else, you know, it seems pretty sturdy. Negative number 2, it would have to be, well, actually, I don't even think it's really a negative for me, but for other people, it could be you gotta mix oil and gas before you put it into the tank. It's not a big deal to me, but honestly, that's the reason why I originally didn't get this 2-stroke scooter in the first place, because for whatever reason, I was just afraid to do that. I didn't want to accidentally break the motor. Negative number 3, the pole starter, recoil starter, whatever you want to call it, the one that was included with my scooter from the factory, it ended up breaking pretty quick. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I was pulling it, trying to start it, pulled it like 6 times, and the whole rope pulled out and broke. I figured, well, it's just the rope, I can fix it. So I fixed the rope, and the recoil start wouldn't want to recoil back in. So it was totally busted. Not really a big deal. You can go online and get those cheap. I would recommend you buy an aftermarket one anyways, because a lot of the time aftermarket stuff's going to be a little bit higher quality. Negative number 4, so the front brake caliper out of the box, for whatever reason, when I was riding the scooter and I would hit the brake lever, the whole handlebars would just, you know, it's like death wobble. It had death wobble. I couldn't understand why. I adjusted the calipers, you know, multiple different ways, and it would still do it. So I came to the conclusion that maybe the caliper was just bad. I had to replace the front and the back caliper, and that seemed to solve the problem. So those are gonna be all of my positive and negative highlights. But besides all of those, I love the scooter. It's freaking awesome. For 420 bucks, you can pick this thing up and you can go ride around town. You know, you can go down to the grocery store or something like that, or the corner store, save some gas in your vehicle. Gas is expensive, but we're gonna start heading back home. I'm gonna strap you guys to my sport camera that's attached to my full face so you can get a nice first person view. Let's get going.